Hello again and welcome back to Moscow, our second final male category with Jernej Kruder, Vadim Timonov, Yoshiyuki Ogata, Anze Peharc, Rei Kawamata and Adam Ondra. Adam Ondra is the only finalist who we have seen last weekend in Meiringen, which shows again the performance level is pretty dense. They are almost all on the same level. Tomoa Narazaki skipped Moscow, nevertheless, a strong packed field. And the only question after this pretty hard semi-final is, will we see another Adam Ondra show again? He qualified in last spot for the semi-final and then he took over, finishing in first position after the semi-final, followed by Youth B World Champion Rei Kawamata from Japan in his first year where he's allowed to start in Youth A. As mentioned before, last weekend finished in 21st position. This weekend in his second Senior World Cup makes it straight into the final. Really impressive. And we start with another impressive competitor, Jernej Kruder, missing finals last weekend and boulder number 1. An awesome looking boulder with yellow Scratra fichtels leading through the steep part onto the big grey volume to the left, and this was the first crux, just getting over to the left. Jernej tried in his first move to stop the swing with a palm down. In his second try he climbs feet forward to create an opposing force and can match the big Scratra fichtel safe and easy with both hands. Then he arrives on the grey volume in this corner where you always have like a safe position, but you're under a lot of tension and need to find the right way to release the feet, pushing against with your right hand against the volume to create the tension and pressure to be able to release the feet. One more move and in his second try straight to the top. Jernej Kruder party at the top, everyone knows that didn't take him a long time. Local hero Vadim Timonov in his second World Cup bouldering final ever. One of the strongest climbers around. Check out his Instagram channel, insane stuff. But he had a lot of problems doing this move and getting to the volume to the left. Some of your comments mentioned that my errors regarding the forces and the movements are a little bit confusing, so I tried to clarify that here. His hands in combination with a toe hook on the right, they keep him on the wall, and as soon as he lets go, either on his hands or his feet, he's moving towards the left or towards the right. So basically if he releases his hands, he goes down, and if he releases his toe hook, the following happens: a movement towards the left, and he needs to find a new stable position. He releases the right toe hook, his body moves to the left, he tries to kick the volume to create an opposing force which is supposed to push him into the handhold. It does not work, unfortunately, and he falls down. Yoshiyuki Ogata in his first try is doing the same what Jernej does. Between these two holes, he is able to move his lower body. He kicks into the big fichtel, and with his big foothold pushing, he is able to match hands, reach with his other foot the volume on the grey volume, and climb towards the top. Sorry for the spoiler, because he did not climb to the top in his flash go. Even though the corner's quite comfy, you are under a lot of tension and pressure, and once you slip like here, you are falling down. He wasn't the only one who got stuck and fell down in this corner. Strong Slovenian guy Anze in his World Cup final also lost the control, slipped and fell down in his first try. They both sent it later anyway. I'd rather take a look now at Rei or Rai and Adam. Some people will kill me for my pronunciation. Sorry guys, I don't care right now, because this move is really hard, and Adam is able to do it because he's way taller and way stronger. Due to his height, he's able to pull way harder on his right arm, stay with his body underneath the handholds. He also kicks the volume with his left foot further to the right, so there's way less momentum, way more control. You can see how his right arm is bent compared to Rei's arm, which is already kind of open, and he's able to control the swing and stick the move. After this, Adam finds and looks for every safe position to not fall down and flashes boulder number 1. Sorry for the spoiler again, but let's take a look. Double speed here, so we don't have to wait that long for Adam to do it. Yeah, you can see a knee bar. What else should Adam Ondra do here? And flash for boulder number 1. Adam was the only climber flashing boulder number 1. Jernej did it in 2 tries, as well as Yoshiyuki. Anze needed some more tries. And after the Adam Ondra sand train, we are going to boulder number 2. Steep, powerful, open moves on 360 holes. Reminded me of the women final problem number 2, smearing here, crossing into this undercling, then pushing from underneath into the zone hold. One more move with the left hand to the stacked volume, and then I think Jernej is moving straight to the top in his first try. Happy about his flash. The boulder was powerful, but still a little bit complicated. There are 2 ways to get control of the zone hold and move forward. On the right side we can see how Jernej did it, and Yoshiyuki. You match your right foot to your left hand and push straight from underneath, from below into the zone hold. You're kind of in one axis and everything works together, while Vadim on the left side stands with the right foot on the volume, pushes with his foot further to the left and down, and to get higher he needs to release and bump his left foot dynamically onto this foothold. He misses it and falls down. Yoshiyuki's beta is a little bit more straightforward and a little bit more secure to climb. Adam Ondra, on the other hand, he goes for Vadim's beta as well, and you can see how hard he has to fight to do this. He also steps straight onto the volume, which has a bigger surface and is easier to hit. You could jump to the top hold like Jernej did. It's way harder if your right foot is already higher on the right side, like here in Rei's first move. In his second try, he uses a pogo, a ninja kick, to generate some movement and get higher. Let's take a look. It's an interesting movement. It's not forced at all. Adam heel hooked the zone hold, but it's by far the most stylish way to climb it. Using the 2 side pulls, he's able to kick back with his leg, and in the moment he swings back with his right foot, and his right foot has the highest point. He lets go and the momentum carries him to the top. First stop in a World Cup final for Rei. Adam still in first place, going into boulder number 3, and after 2 powerful steep boulders, I was happy to see my favorite kind of boulder, a really delicate slab. It didn't have too many moves, but for every move you had to find the sweet spot, and if you are out of balance, out of a stable position, and the center of gravity is wrong, or you don't launch and engage completely onto the footholds, or sometimes even if you do it too much towards the handholds, you are falling down. And that's why we can see Jernej here crawling slowly forward, losing control over his palm, slowly falling over again, missing the foothold, and I think that's his 4th try, slowly falling to the left, placing the foothold, and now he's in a stable position. He can think, he's leaning over slowly, and now in one quick movement he falls over to the left and kills the momentum, the swing, with a palm down in his 4th try on this tricky slab. Okay, let's talk about the sweet spot, the best body position to do the first move. A dynamic stand up onto this volume. Yoshiyuki on the left side, a little bit too dynamic. He crosses the line, the center of gravity, which is straight underneath the hold, this thunder cling, and he falls down. I don't know what happened in the isolation, but Rei and Yoshiyuki, they climbed a lot of things completely different. Rei, for example, here looks first to get his left foot onto the screw-on before he launches into the thunder cling into the stable position, from where he can traverse further to the left. Jernej was the only climber using only the orange volume, not the screw-on itself, to traverse to the left, so he wasn't too spent like Vadim here, who engaged out of this thunder cling. No, he had the time to look for a stable position and launched out of this stable position into the next dynamic move and palm down position to stop the momentum. You could also kick the volume with your left foot. Really important to kick it on the right spot and not slip away like Anze here in his try. He just fell on every move of this boulder. He also fell on the last move, didn't stick the top hold because he didn't commit fully onto and over the foothold. Rei and Jernej were the only two climbers trying to stop the momentum with their hand. Way more important than hitting the volume with the left hand was the position and the angle of your right arm. The higher you push yourself into this hold, the more your arm is bent and the more power and the more stable is your shoulder. Jernej just pushed harder and moved quicker. He's still moving higher into a stable position for his shoulder, while Rei is already on the way down because he didn't push hard enough. Jernej's upper body really close to the wall guarantees him a top. Adam struggled a little bit with the start move. I think we all knew that this dynamic stand-up is just not his preferred climbing style, but after 1.5 minutes he was able to stand up and the rest of the boulder was not a big problem for him. By far the tallest competitor, he was able to span between undercling and the zone hold. Again, like in boulder number 1, control every position, every movement except for the kick and one more committing easy move to the top. After boulder number 3, Adam struggled a little bit but still in position number 1, and honestly I expected an easy boulder number 4, same like the women final, and Jernej on his Kruder sand train, party train, just cruised boulder number 4. Let's have a look. Left hand to the volume, right hand around the red to this onto this mean frogger by flat hold, wrestling the zone hold, putting a toe hook underneath it looks pretty experimental, honestly. Then into the shoulder, pushing really hard with the left hand to release the right foot, stepping with the right foot onto the zone hold, good position, and then moving out of the side pull, under pull to the top hold. Flash for Jernej Kruder in boulder number 4. And of course he's incredible happy topping boulder number 4. I think he said it afterwards, it felt pretty easy to him, but while celebrating that much, he's also putting a lot of pressure onto the other climbers, and that this boulder wasn't that easy, or maybe that they were under a lot of pressure, was easy to see here. Yoshiyuki, placed before him after boulder number 3, did not find a way to solve boulder number 4. Also, Rei Kawamata tried it with a heel hook, did not find a way, and then came Adam Ondra, the only serious contester for spot number 1. And as mentioned before, Adam was under a lot of pressure. He had 3 tries to climb this boulder problem. If he sends it in his 3rd try, he has also 4 tops in 8 attempts like Jernej, but count back to semis. And already in his 1st try, which was really spectacular for me, he showed some nerves. He slipped off the volume in his 1st try and wasted a try. So 2 more tries, and he tried it the controlled way this time, putting his right foot as a toe hook, moving out to the right, moving to the zone with his right hand. I don't know how he read the boulder. I think it was quite obvious, or maybe it's obvious for me after taking a look at Jernej. It must be completely different if you stand in front of the wall. But what is he supposed to do? Cross over from this position looked really hard. Third try right here, and he knew that he lost. In his fourth try, he found a way to move to the zone with his left hand. Now he's wrapping it as well, but instead of a toe hook, he used a heel hook. Couldn't put a lot of pressure onto this heel hook and slipped off. Time was running out, and he knew that even if he would send this, he would not win again after Meiringen. And one last desperate try to move dynamic into this shoulder position. Doesn't really matter. Sorry, Adam. I think he just read the boulder wrong. Maybe he was too nervous. Maybe he was under pressure. We will never know. But nevertheless, congratulations Jernej for winning the second Boulder World Cup in 2018, and we will try to take a look again at this one crux move. Jernej on the left side uses a toe hook, and to get this toe hook in a better position or to apply more pressure onto this toe hook, it's really beneficial to move your body further to the left, so you kind of have more pull on it, which happens right here. His left leg swings out, works as a pendulum further to the left and applies more pressure to the left. Adam, on the other hand, uses a heel hook, and as long as he's moving to the right and a little bit higher to the right, I think the pressure which he applies on a heel hook would be really good as well. But unfortunately, first he has to move with his upper body further to the left, so he's straight underneath below the zone hold to match, and then move higher in one vertical line. I stopped here again to show you that Jernej is able, thanks to the toe hook, to move to the left. The left leg moves further to the left as a pendulum, applies more pressure into the toe hook. After moving higher, he can also deal pretty easy with the resulting momentum, because the toe hook allows his hip to stay further away off the wall and also to place the left foot easily on the screw-on and take the win. Again, congratulations Jernej, that was a superb performance. Just making it into the finals in last position, and then the only one climbing 4 boulder problems. Thank you for that show. Jernej mentioned it in an interview after this. He was quite happy and lucky to climb first, and I don't think it's about the conditions, it's more about the pressure you're under. Jernej also mentioned that he was quite lucky and happy to start first into the finals, and we were all able to see this when it came to boulder number 4. He was able to put a lot of pressure onto the other competitors with his flash, and it's not about the conditions, it's more about the mental ability to climb well and to perform well. And I think Adam showed a little bit of doubt after slipping off. He knew he had 2 more tries to climb it, but he also chose another way to climb it and to try it. He moved with his right hand to the zone hold. Maybe he wanted to match. All the other competitors tried it to move with the left hand as well. No one was able to do what Jernej did. I don't know how he came up with a toe hook. Maybe it just felt really good for him. As mentioned before, I hope I could point out how the heel hook could have been helpful if you move to the right. But if you want to move just straight higher, the toe hook was really good. You could sink to the left and then match and start pulling, always with a good amount of pressure on this toe hook. This hold is incredible, small and flat and slim, so I don't know how he managed to pull it off, but kudos, really good. All in all, I think this round was way better and way more exciting than the women's final, in my opinion. It was way better mixed and different styles. I was missing a really powerful crimping problem, I have to say, but it was a lot of fun watching them like trying to figure out boulder number 3 and boulder number 4, because you usually think if someone flashes boulder number 4, okay, this is an easy finisher for the whole round and everyone will just flash it. And then it was incredible intense for me to see all the other competitors struggle. I cannot feel, and we don't know how Adam Ondra must have felt going into this boulder problem, knowing he has only 3 tries. It reminded me pretty much of Jan Hoyer 2014 in Munich. He had 3 tries as well to climb the last boulder problem, and he didn't manage to do it. History repeats. So thank you Moscow, the male final was really good, and I hope we will see some awesome setting next weekend in China and the weekend after this in China as well. I'm ready for it and I'm excited to see what happens there. I think all our favorite climbers are again traveling to China and competing. I know tomorrow Narazaki will be there again as well, Akio as well, maybe Miho, it's not sure yet. So thank you for watching. Leave some comments here regarding the pronunciation. I'm sorry. I try my best. Sometimes I struggle really hard, but yeah, it's more about the boulders than the names of the climbers. So thank you for watching. Stay climb, keep parkour, and go bananas. Bye bye.